So in my training biz, I have a lot of clients that come to me, women especially, that tell me they would love to be able to do a pull-up, but they just can't do it, or they've never been able to, and that's just something they really aspire to be able to do. So today, what we're going to talk about is how to get started on achieving your first pull-up. The first thing to keep in mind when you first start trying to learn to do a pull-up is that it's not your arm strength that needs to get developed in order to be able to do the pull-ups. It really is about shoulders and you're engaging your lats, as well as getting your core strong, because if your core is strong, you're going to be able to pull yourself up better on that bar. So people, I think, when they're thinking of pull-ups, they're thinking, oh, I just got to get better arms. And it's like, no, you got to get your lats to engage. You got to get your shoulders strong. You got to get your core strong. Your lats are the muscles here that sit along the sides of your back, and you engage them when you are able to rotate your shoulders down. And then as you begin to pull on a weight or do a pull-up, that's going to engage the lats here. The first thing I would have them do is come to a bar and see if they can even hold their body weight. I don't even care if it's for 5 seconds, but do they even have the ability to get themselves to the bar and hold their own body weight? Because that's going to test even where their strength is in relation to their body weight. So our initial test might be, if you are at a gym, there's usually boxes and you can find one that's your appropriate height. I'm 5'6", so even myself, I might still stand on the tallest box if I was trying to learn to do a pull-up. And so I would come over here and I would come over to the bar and I would just see if I could stand up here and see how long I could possibly hold this position, because that's going to tell me how strong someone is in relation to holding their own body weight. And if someone can do this, for even a short amount of time, then at some point they're probably going to be able to hold their own body weight. I think for pull-ups, to test it, you need to be able to test your negative strength. You're 40% stronger in your ability to lower weight. So if we can get even your negative strength stronger, because you're always going to be stronger in your ability to lower something. So if you can even start, getting your chin up over a bar and then slowly lowering yourself, just building that strength before we even start the positive strength of pulling yourself up to the bar. You could just practice with negatives, just lowering your own body weight. So if you were to start, wanting to work on your negative strength, you could get back up on the box and come up here to the bar. And so what you could do is if you can't hold yourself here, you could start here, put a foot here, and then just as slow as you can. I'm still contracting my muscles, as you can tell. I'm still staying in a contracted position to lower myself. And so then I could just step back up here and then again, get in position and slowly lower myself. You could time it. You could say, okay, I'm going to do 10 seconds down. So, you could be up here and go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I'm going to exhaust my muscles when I go at that speed trying to lower my body weight. And I'm not trying to use much pressure here on my foot. So then I stand back up there and I go again. And maybe practice 5 of those, so a minute of total work of just getting your negative strength stronger. Once you feel like you've worked through your negative strength of lowering your body weight and whether you want to use those 10-second slow reps, then you would work on the positive or the concentric part of the rep, which is pulling your body up. And that's where you're really gonna have to start to engage your lats. On that lowering phase, you were using more your biceps. And on the raising of your body weight, you're going to get your body up there, you're going to have to engage your lats. It's almost gonna be next to impossible to arm it, with your biceps. So if you wanted to start the pulling and you've never done it and you really want to learn to do a pull-up, then what you would do is you would again come to the bar, just try to lower yourself back down, and this is where you're going to have to engage your lats. So you're going to have to, if you notice, I'm going to pull, think about lowering my shoulders, and then I'm gonna start pulling. So it would be, I'm stretched out here, pull the shoulder carriage down, and then I would start pulling myself up. And even if that looked like, for some people they might have to do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, depending how, aware you are of your body and how much control you have of your own body. For someone that has a lot of control, you might be able to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back down. But if you don't have that much control, it might be easier to go a little quicker because you'll exhaust yourself out way too quickly if you go too slow. Like I'm already, my muscles within that small time already feel extremely fatigued. As you're here at the bottom, you're trying not to use your body weight, then I would be using my foot to assist some of my weight, but still thinking, okay, I want most of the effort to be here in my shoulders, here in my arms, here in my lats, and engaging my core. But my foot is helping assist that at the moment until I get stronger. So when you're learning to do a pull-up, I think the foot method is helpful because you can, if you're extremely weak, we might just start here with you using both your feet and then just slowly controlling your body. It might take that much. I probably have most my weight down here on my feet. And then as I get stronger, I was demonstrating it like someone that already knows how to do pull-ups. So if I even take a foot off and put my toes here, I'm now having to assist, I'm being assisted way less in this position versus if I have full feet on this block and I'm pulling myself up. So it makes a difference, but you can, as you become stronger, then you can use less weight here. And just like we can use different heights of boxes as you become stronger and able to pull yourself up more easily. So another reason when you're learning to do pull-ups, a reason I would have you use various boxes to learn this is because it helps you stay in good form. And that's what you really want to practice when you're trying to learn to do a pull-up, because most people see a bar like this and this bar looks so intimidating and they're thinking all I need to do is get myself up to that bar. But if you're using bad form, 1, you can injure yourself. 2, you're using other muscles to get yourself up there. So as long as we're using the boxes, you're able to really be aware of your body and what it's doing and think about what muscles am I working while I'm doing this exercise. Am I engaging my lats? Am I engaging my shoulders? Am I using my biceps? What's my core doing? But when you don't have something like this to help, then all you're thinking is, how do I get myself up there quickly enough so this can be over? Form is key. You don't look cool doing a pull-up if you're using bad form. Then if you finally get to the goal, you're like, I can do a pull-up. We would come over here and you would come over here to the bar and you would hang, and then I would pull my shoulders down engage my lats, and pull myself to the top. And I would just keep doing that until I reach burnout, which I don't know how many that would be, but I'm gonna stop here at probably 5. And there you have it, pull-ups. I would say if you want to learn to do a pull-up, you definitely can. I mean, there have been multiple clients over the years, no matter the age. I mean, I had two 50-year clients that were turning 50 and wanted to be able to learn to do 3 pull-ups, and that was possible. I had another client in her 60s, wanted to learn to do pull-ups, and she can now do 7 pull-ups. So, and now she's 73. So don't put age as a number to be able to, whether you can do a pull-up or not. It's something most people, most women can achieve if that's something you want to do. It's going to take time of really getting aware of your body and getting your body strong, and then just becoming able to work within that plane of your body weight. So if you have any questions, you can leave a comment here, or you can head over to my Instagram page, All Women Have Muscles, and leave me a message there as well.